Hey, welcome to OkGenZ and welcome to our first episode on how to fix your finances, Dave Ramsey edition. My name is Rashan.
I'm Arjun.
Welcome. So Arjun, who exactly is Dave Ramsey?
So Dave Ramsey is a very popular internet personality. He's very well known for being a YouTuber, but he's also a financial guru and a best-selling author and has a net worth of over $50 million. So very big personality.
Wow, insane. Hopefully that'll be one day, eh?
Hopefully we can hope. We pray.
So Dave Ramsey, some of his famous steps are called the 7 baby steps, okay? And we'll break that down for you today. For those of us in the UK, break it down even further a little. So what's the first step? Well, the first step is to save £1,000, okay? Now, to some of you that might sound easy, to others that might sound like a tall task. Now, the reason we want you to save £1,000 is in case of unexpected situations, right? Your car breaks down, something silly, life will hit at you, and it's inevitable that it's going to happen. And the last thing you want to do is when you're trying to get out of debt is go into more debt to fix something like that because you didn't save £1,000. So that's baby step number 1.
Yeah. And once you've saved up enough for your first initial emergency fund of £1,000, you move on to step 2, which is all about dealing with your debt. So in this process, Dave explains that what you have to do is think about your debt from an emotional standpoint rather than a mathematics standpoint, because if you thought about debt logically, you wouldn't have debt in the first place, given how much interest and how much fees you have to pay in the first place. So the way this process works is called the debt snowball effect. This is where you take all of your loans, and when we talk about loans or debt, we're talking everything except for your mortgages. So it could be car loans, anything else that you've taken a loan for. Take all of those debts, line them up in ascending order of the principal amount. So you take the smallest step first, then the next biggest, so forth, up until the largest debt you have. Then you start tackling the smallest debt first, a high intensity. So you go all out trying to pay that off. You save as much money as you can, and any extra money that you get left over at the end of the month, you put it towards that smallest debt. Once you pay that off, you move on to the next smallest. Again, you keep doing it until you get to the final debt and you pay that off. And that's step 2.
Cool, thanks Arjun. So that's step 2. Now, baby step 3 is a really important one. And if you can do this, you've really sorted yourself out, right? And that is to have a fully funded emergency fund. So 3 to 6 months at least, okay? So similar to step 1, it's all about saving cash and 3 to 6 months worth, right? So the reason is, imagine today, in a world where we have COVID right now, you lost your job, right? Do you at the moment have enough cash, right, that you could pay things like your rent, your bills? Do you have enough cash to just live for 3 months without a job? If you do, awesome. You've pretty much completed this step. If you don't, this step is really important. It'll help you and your family, right? So in cash, save 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in terms of rent, mortgage, bills, whatever that you would have to pay if you had lost your job today. Save that as cash. Don't put that in other places. If you can, try and keep it in a separate account, right? So you have that discipline that money is emergency money. You don't touch that. You don't see some nice handbag, watch, whatever it is, and think, ooh, I have emergency money, let me spend that on there. No, that's separate, completely separate, and that's emergency money. And once you've done that, you're pretty much halfway through the steps.
Yeah, I've been very tempted to use my emergency fund, to be fair, just random things.
It's hard. Discipline. It's hard, Arjun. Yeah, it's discipline. Guys, once you've got that discipline, your life will get so much easier, honestly.
Yeah, it genuinely helps. And then once you've done that, you move on to step 4, and this is where things get really interesting. So this step, it's all about making sure that your future is financially secure, and this is where you target your retirement plans. So in this step, Dave recommends taking 15% of your gross pay, whatever you're earning every month, 15% of that before taxes, and putting it towards your retirement. Now, if you're working an office job and you're putting money into your pension pot, your company might be matching up to some amount of that money that you contribute. But you have to be careful. The 15% is your personal contributions. So this is on top of anything that your company might put on their side. So say if your company matches up to 5% of your contribution, you max out the 5%, but then you also have to put another 10% on your side, so that the total contribution towards your pension will be 20%. So 15 from you and then 5 from the company. You'll realize one of the biggest benefits of having money in your pension pots and consistently putting money in is a compound interest effect. So I'll give you a small example. If you take, say, an average salary of 30,000 in the UK, and you take 3% of that per month and you put it towards your pension at an average interest rate of 8%, after, let's say, 40 years, you will have a total amount in your pension of around £260,000. So it's not much considering you've waited 40 years for that. Now, if you take 15% of that 30,000, so you're looking at around £375 per month, and you keep putting money in every month for the next 40 years at an average rate of 8%, you'll actually end up with £1.3 million. So that's more than £1 million more over the span of 40 years. So imagine, would you rather have, when you're 65, 260,000, or would you rather have 1.3 million? And the decision becomes very easy.
Wow, that's insane. Is that from the age of 25 to 65?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The key with this compound interest is you have to start early. If you leave it till the age of, by the time you're 55, you only get the benefit of those 10 years versus the benefit of 40 years. So you have to start as soon as you can, and at least go up to 15%. That's the main point.
Cool. So minimum 15%. And guys, it's never too late. You know, even if you're not 25, even if you're 45, listen, do more than 15%. Look at an investment calculator online, see how much you can put in per month from pension. And yeah, let's retire financially free. So yeah, that's amazing, Arjun. Honestly, putting 375 in and earning that amount at the end, you're going to be chilling in retirement, eh? So guys, baby step 5 is all about saving for your child's uni fund. Now, unlike in America, I think we have better terms here. So it's not as bad as it is over there. But at the same time, it's always cool to save some money for your child, for whether it's uni, whatever they need it for, right? So if I was you, this is what I would do. I would save a certain percentage of your money that you have at the end of the day after paying bills and whatnot, which is your net salary, right? What I would do is put a percentage of that into either into a savings account, right, an interest-bearing savings account, and let it sit there safely for many years. Or better yet, what I would do is open an account with maybe Vanguard, for example, right, and pay into an index fund per year, where it's more safe than investing into stocks. And over the years, that money will compound immensely, right? So I would probably go that route, and we'll put some links to the Vanguard index funds or whatever down below if you really want to try it. But yeah, that's all about saving for your child's uni fund. We'll move on to baby step 6, Sergeant.
Okay, so you've done step 5. Now it's time for step 6, and this is one of the most rewarding ones after you've gone through all of the steps previously. In this step, you take whatever mortgage payments you may have, and you tackle it as intensely as you can. So this is obviously only applies to those who have mortgage payments. If you don't have this, if you don't have a house, if you don't have to pay for any mortgage payments, you can skip this step. But if you do have any mortgage payments, this is essentially all about making extra payments on top of your monthly mortgage payments, and you're paying off your principal amount as quickly as you can. Doesn't matter how long you've got left on the term, you just have to pay it off as quickly as you can. So any extra money you get, you put it towards your mortgage. All right, I want to give you an example. Imagine you buy a house and your mortgage amount is about £250,000. Now, let's say you can take it for 25 years at an average interest of 3%. If you make the minimum payments, you don't do anything else towards it, you just make the minimum payments every month towards the mortgage, you will end up paying more than £105,000 just on interest. So you're actually paying around 40% on top of what you originally borrowed for your mortgage, just in interest, which is a complete waste of money. And you don't want to be doing that. So let's say if you make overpayments, and let's say you just do 10% of your principal amount. So say in the first year you pay £25,000. Just that one repayment can save you more than £20,000 in your total interest payable on top of the actual amount that you pay. But that's just the minimum that we would recommend. Dave says to go fully intense with repaying off your mortgage as soon as possible. So this is similar to the debt snowball step. So you take as much money as you can get out of your monthly income. Any spare money you get left over at the end of the month, you put it all towards the house. It doesn't matter if you get charged slightly more for paying more than the 10% in the year. You pay it off because in the long run, it will definitely be more beneficial than in the short term, you keeping that additional money for yourself.
So where were we now? We've just covered step 6, right?
Yeah.
It's the last hurdle, paying off the mortgage as quickly as possible. And now, once you've done all that, you're on step 7. Now, if you're on this step, wow, you've done amazing, right? So step 7 is all about building wealth and giving charity. Okay, so you have no more debts. Whatever money you earn, whatever money is coming in per month, right? That's your money. Do whatever you want with it, basically. So at this point in time, if you haven't already, or if you aren't already doing charity, it's a great opportunity for you to give back to the world. Help those out who are less fortunate. And in a lot of cultures and in a lot of religions, whether you're religious or not, there's a saying that if the money that you give in charity does not decrease your wealth, and I'm sure you'll find that money will come back to you in one way or another. So yeah, try to do your part in that. And building wealth wise, this is your time to experiment. If you want, to put the money into index funds again, try stocks. So what me and Arjun do are actually invest in individual stocks right now, as well as pay into index funds and ETFs. So yeah, down below what we'll do is link two of the most used or most popular apps that me and Arjun personally use. So take a look, sign up, see if it's for you. And with most of these apps, with a referral, when you sign up, we get a free share, and when you sign up, you get a free share as well. So it's a win-win. So just to summarize, Arjun, shall we go through the baby steps
Let's do it.
at a high level? So baby step 1 is save £1,000.
Yeah. Baby step 2 is tackling your debt using the debt snowball effect.
Cool. Step 3, really important, save 3 to 6 months of emergency fund.
Yep. Step 4 is tackling your retirement, putting at least 15% of your gross pay before taxes towards your retirement.
Yep. Step 5, child fund, let's call it, whatever it is you want to use. Just put that money away for your child. Help them have a kickstart in life. Maybe you didn't, let them have one.
Step 6, I don't know why I did that. Step 6 is all about paying off your mortgage as quickly as possible, putting any spare money towards the house.
Step 7, you're financially free, right? So it's all about building your wealth and giving to people and helping others out in the world. So big thank you from me and Arjun to all of you for tuning into the first episode of OkGenZ.
Yeah, hopefully you learned something. And remember, it's all about just staying on with this plan, keeping your discipline going, and just keep at it. Don't lose focus. That's the main thing here. And whenever you do fix a bad habit, don't go back to that bad habit when you follow this plan.
Yep. Let us know how you're doing down in the comments below. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have as well. Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Bye.